Hi everyone, I'm Chris, the Aquarius Traveller. Make sure you subscribe for your worldwide travel content and inspiration. Hi all, and thanks for tuning in to this week's video on the Qantas Founders Museum in Longreach. Before taking you to that, I just wanted to start off with a short time-lapse video on a sunset I managed to capture just outside of town. I always like the sunsets in the Outback. It tends to be a little bit more vibrant and beautiful. I think it comes down to less pollution and always more colour coming in. Well, good morning folks, and welcome to another day in Longreach. So we're staying here for 2 nights, going through the Australian Stockman Museum, and now today we're going through the Qantas Museum. And we get to go through a 747, a 707 and
DC3 and a Constellation.
Okay. Yeah, so that should be cool. We've actually got them right beside us here. We did come to the Qantas Museum last night for a Luminescent show, and that was absolutely wonderful, but obviously they don't allow video and photos, so we aren't able to show you some of that, but I'm hoping to actually get some video and photo later. So basically they use the plane as a whiteboard for a light show and reflect a movie and telling the story of Qantas and what's happened over the years and the founders and everything like that. So, but it was a wonderful show. It was basically a 360-degree show. Most of it was off the 747, but they sprayed it round the different planes, just showing different parts of the story and everything. But yeah, we'll be here for quite a few hours this morning. We get to go out on one of the wings of the plane and get lots of photos and stuff, so really looking forward to it. So let's go check it out. I hope you enjoy the tour. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more of my future videos. And I really appreciate the support that my previous subscribers or viewers have actually given me. So thanks once again, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. So right here behind me is where they held the Luminescent show last night, and if you can see, most of the light display was reflected off the white canvas of the Boeing 747 up here. Everybody just took a seat or stood in these spots here, and various light displays around the courtyard here. It was absolutely amazing, and I'll probably see if I can try and see some photos online just to give you a little instance. But it only cost $20 to get the ticket. For last night's show, it was obviously a little bit more expensive to come today. So I managed to find this on the Qantas Founders Museum website about the Luminescent show, just to give you an idea of what the 20-minute show entails. As you can see, the white canvas of the Airpark planes, they will reflect a light show telling the story about Qantas. This show only opened this year, and I thought it was really great. We were lucky we pre-booked today, as there were limited numbers and it's a popular place to visit here in Longreach. As you enter, you have a small food and drinks cafe along with a souvenir and gift store. I picked myself up another magnet. We started off with the main exhibition and museum. There are different prices ranging from the type of experience you wish to have here, so I'll put the web link in the description below. But basically everything that I did today can be done separately or as a package, so best to check the website for the times and prices to fit in with your availability. The whole museum tells the story of Australia's national airlines from its early days up until now. We wandered through admiring all the different types of planes and read all the information available. I know it's hard to see this one, but this was an interactive display to fly an old plane. I wasn't very good at it and I crashed a few times. There was also an outside section, but don't get this confused with the Airpark and the guided tours that go through there. This part of the museum has a couple of different sheds and an outside that you can wander at your own pace and in your own time. Obviously during their opening hours of 9 AM to 5 PM. Next, we were off to our booked guided Airpark tour, which only runs a few times a day. This is where you'll be guided through a Boeing 747, a Boeing 707, a Super Constellation and a DC-3. And all of this is weatherproof in the new overhead enclosure. Guessing this helps with the rain, but also with the hot summer sun and heat exposure. The first tour was through the Boeing 707, which was the first civilian jet aircraft registered in Australia and helped halve the time for overseas routes. In 2007, this was purchased by the Qantas Founders Museum and flown to Longreach for this display. Next was a quick look inside the DC-3. This started its life in 1944 in the US Army. It was relatively fast and carried 28 passengers in comfort. This one last flew in 1993, where it was later donated to the Qantas Founders Museum. It had to be dismantled and transported to Longreach. The next tour was through the big Boeing 747 aircraft, but not before checking out the different things on the outside and around the plane first, along with getting your photos taken inside the turbine engine. Purchasing of these photos were extra, but you could take your own as well. Next, it was heading on inside. This one started flying with Qantas in 1979 and managed to carry 5.4 million passengers and flew 84 million kilometres. This could be the equivalent of 10 years of continuous flying. It is the only surviving Boeing 747 with the Rolls-Royce engine. It landed in Longreach in 2002 after being donated by Qantas. We got to view all over the aircraft, including going upstairs on the small spiral staircase. Not sure I'd want to do that after a few drinks. The interior was still the original furnishings, and the Founders Museums are trying to preserve what they can for future generations. Lastly, and in the Airpark, it was going through the Super Constellation, which we used between Sydney and London from 1954 and 1962. This particular one was used as a cargo aircraft and repainted to resemble the Super Constellation. After this, we joined another tour with just 4 people and the tour leader. This allowed us to firstly sit in the pilot seat of the 747 and check out all the gadgets and imagine being in the driver's seat of this large aircraft. Then lastly, it was our wing walk experience, which was walking out to the wing of the 747. There was only 2 people out allowed at a time, so we waited inside until it was our turn. Okay, so out of a whole group of 20 people, there's 4 of us that stay behind, and we're actually doing a wing walk. And if you can see outside, we get strapped in. We've got these buckles on, and we go along the line outside and walk along the wing. So this is what the 747 looked inside. When was the last time it was actually used, Matt? Wasn't it? Yeah, it's only in the 2000s. I might have to look that up and say later. Yeah, still all the same coverings on their seats and everything. They're trying to keep it in their prime position. Yeah, to preserve for futures to come. So it's actually been quite a good tour here today. I really enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, Matt? Yeah. Okay, but yeah, we're just about, I'm just wasting some time here before we go out on the wing, because there's only allowed 2 people out on the wing at the same time. So yeah, we're just having a bit of a play in here, and we're the only people in this 747 right at this very moment. So if you can see, there's only one TV for all of these people. So there's no little TVs on the back of everybody's seats like they do today. What else can you see? Oh, and this, can you see? Little ashtray. Well, that's not gonna happen anymore. Then we got to go out. This whole tour went for an extra hour, including information and seeing the different sections of the plane we didn't see before. But I would consider this a small bucket list tick for doing this, and haven't seen it anywhere else in the world. You're only out on the wing for a short 10 minutes, just enough time to have a look around and get plenty of photos. That's the new viewing platform, and we'll be heading there next. The viewing platform is the highest point over their entire park and the best views to see it all. Once again, you're only up here for another 10 minutes and then the wing walk tour is over. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's tour of the Qantas Founders Museum in Longreach. We've just left now and we've been there since about 9 o'clock this morning, so about 3.5–4 hours that we've actually been there. We did the Luminescent show last night, which was only about 20 minutes, which cost $20 per person. The museum and Airpark tour today cost $67 Australian per person, and the 747 wing walk, where we walked out on the wing, was $70 per person. So the whole day was actually, it is a little bit costly, but I don't know, I really enjoyed myself wandering through all the old airplanes and stuff like that, and wondering how they used to be prior to what we have now. So but anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tour. I just wanted to give you a couple of the costings for that, because most of the stuff that we've actually done on our Queensland Road trip has actually been free. So but anyway, if you're not already subscribed, please do, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and I will see you again for next week's video. See you later.